Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd like to share with you how I made my feature wall using polystyrene and cement. I'm using these polystyrene boxes to make my feature wall. So these ones are just the ones that you get your vegetables in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them into strips. To cut the boxes, I'm just using a steak knife that has got quite a lot of teeth on it so that I can get a nice and even finish to them. So I'm cutting the boxes in 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres and 3 centimetre strips so that it can give me an uneven look on the wall. Now that I've got all my pieces cut out, you'll see on the end of my boxes they've got a slightly uneven finish on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut that section off and use it like that. So as you can see, I've got a 3 centimetre and then a 2 centimetre and a 3 and a 1 and a 2. So it gives me a bit of a variety of shape all over the wall. I'm using maxi nails to glue all the polystyrene to the wall because this is one of the glues that doesn't eat polystyrene. When you choose a glue, make sure you see that it doesn't dissolve the polystyrene before you use it. I put the maxi nails on and now we're just going to place it into position where we want it to go. So I'm just about completed, and as you can see the wall is looking rather impressive. Just got a few more pieces to put in the corner. Last final piece going in now. Now we just wait for all that glue to dry. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cover it all with cement. I'm going to be using ivory cement for this particular project. The nice thing with ivory cement is you can see it starts off slightly green and then when it dries it turns white. So I'm going to make it into a very liquid form to put onto the wall. I've mixed up the cement now and as you can see it's a really runny consistency. Please wear gloves and protection for your eyes, like safety glasses or a face shield, because when you paint this onto the uneven surfaces it does seem to splatter quite a lot. So make sure that the surface that you're going to be painting has got protection on the floor below it. And then just cover the whole wall. We're actually going to be doing 3 coats of the cement on it. So the wall is just about complete with the first layer. I've just got that small section to still do. The first coat is completed. Now wait for that to dry before I put the second coat on. It's been 24 hours and I don't know if you can see this, but the cement is still a bit green. Unfortunately, because it's only 10 degrees at the moment, it's taking a lot longer than normal. Warmer weather, it dries quite fast. So I'm going to have to wait another 24 hours before I can put the second coat on. So the wall is now dry and we're going to be applying the second coat. Just a quick tip, when you're applying the second coat, make sure you take a spray bottle and just wet the area that you're going to be putting your next coat on. Try and do it in small sections, because what happens is when you apply the cement, which is a very liquid form, your original coat will just absorb all the water and all you're left with a big chunk of slimy, very thick, very hard to apply cement on your paintbrush. If once you've finished painting your second coat on and you still have some little holes like that between the bricks, you can make a mixture of cement similar to polyfilling mixture and just fill the little gaps in. However, I'm not going to be doing that because I kind of like them. So stepping back, it gives it a bit more character when you've got a few little holes in here and there. I'm just about finished the second coat, and as you can see, it's looking rather nice. The texture is beautiful. My wall has been drying for a week now, so now I'm going to be painting the primer on. The primer is all dry now, so what I've got is a very, very light coloured grey paint and a very small paintbrush like that. And what I'm going to be doing is, where we've got all these little divots in the polystyrene and cement, I'm going to be dabbing the grey paint onto there. Just to give a bit of contrast to the wall. I'm just going to go randomly all over the place to get some nice shading to it. So as you can see, I'm only painting the low-lying areas before I put my next coat on. So it's just the low-lying areas that are pretty much forming divots that are like indentations in the wall. Painting all the little divots, and now I'm just going to wait for that to dry before I put my next coat on. The wall is dry now and all the little grey speckles are in, and now I'm going to put a coat of interior plastic, which is a low sheen acrylic paint, and that'll be the first coat going on now. I'm going to be painting the wall by just using the paintbrush once again. I'm going quite fast over the paint, so it's just really painting the high parts. As you can see, the darker ones are still left and not painted, which is the effect that I'm going for. I'm not taking an awful lot of paint, just taking the tip of the paintbrush so that it doesn't get too much paint on, so I can still get the indents that are not painted in the white. I finished painting the first coat on, and as you can see, it's got some really, really nice texture to it and different variations on colour as you have a look at the wall. I don't know whether it does. I don't know whether the camera does it any justice, but it's got some really, really nice reflections in it. And I'm just going to wait for that to dry now. The next thing I'm doing is I'm taking some of this iridescent medium. As you can see, the pearlescent is really, really a beautiful pearly colour. So in some places I'm using it neat, and the other places I'm mixing it with the white to give me this really beautiful pearly colour. And I'm using a rather hard brush, and then I'm just going to be painting the little pieces that stick out. So it's pretty much like dry brushing, except we're putting paint on the brush so that it's only catching the pieces that are actually protruding from the wall. As you can see, the paint is all dry now and the iridescent is shining quite nicely. So it's a really nice pearlescent colour. But my wall is still very, very dull looking. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm taking some floor polish, which is a liquid floor polish, a non-yellowing one, and I'm going to be painting it onto my wall. I'm going to be putting 3 coats on. So I'm going to paint the first coat on, wait for that to dry, and then paint 2 more coats on in the same way. I'm just going to be using a small paintbrush to paint the polish on. Normally I would use a spray bottle, but this wall is a bit uneven, so I want to get better coverage, so I'm going to be using the paintbrush. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I've got a small little pack of nail art glitter confettis, and I'm going to be taking this white one. It's supposed to be white, but in the camera it looks like it's picking up some green and pink. However, that's what I'm going to be using just in a few places on the wall so that it looks a little bit more genuine. I put the first coat on, and as you can see, it's already giving it a really, really beautiful shine to it. Now I'm just going to take some of these little tiny sequins, which are white, they're actually called confetti glitter, and I'm just going to blow them onto the wall just in a few places. So to put the second coat of polish on, I'm going to be using the spray bottle, and as you can see, it doesn't pick up very well on the camera, but you can see the small highlights of the glitter that is on the wall. So just, the camera doesn't do it any justice. It really looks outstanding. As you can see, the light picks up the different shades of white. Don't know whether you can pick it up on the camera. So I've done that part of the wall, and it goes all the way across the top like that, and to the other side over here. I'm also going to have to put a picture up on this side, because as you can see, my telecommunications guys did not finish my wall off properly, and they said they'd be back to do it, and that was 10 years ago. So I have to cover that with a picture. I've got my 3 coats on there, and as you can see, it gives it the most beautiful brilliant shine, and it really looks like marble. So unfortunately I don't think I have a very good camera, and it's not picking up any of the beautiful pigments and reflections, but you can see it's got the divots that go in, and in some of the places you can see the veins coming through. It really is spectacular. To decorate my wall, I'm going to be using my replica of my Wonder Woman shield, which looks like that, and the sword. I'm super happy the way my wall turned out. It looks absolutely amazing. If you found this video helpful or you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.